What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am BDLM coming to you with game number 2 of this RDTL best of 3 between Audencia and Port. You guys happen to catch game number 1. Port able to take a very convincing victory. So I have to see what IA are willing to do here to try and come back from this. Morphling pretty devastating. But really, Port just played a very tight game. Didn't leave very many openings for IA to try and take the game from them. Nyx Assassin picked up. Had a rough start, but even was able to come back in the middle and late parts of the game and really do good for his team. And see all these bans go out. I should probably get around to that, yeah? Lycanthrope, Darkseer, Invoker, Respect ban against the Thunderdyne, as well as the Chen, Rubik, and the Chaos Knight being banned out. So some Respect bans coming out on both sides of the board. Teams realizing that the other team happen to be pretty good at some heroes, but this is also going to leave some heroes through. Naga Siren passed up as the first pick, passed up by Audencia, and will actually be grabbed as the third hero for this Port squad. Windrunner and Nature's Prophet going to come in to help out that lineup. Leshrac, Tidehunter, and Enigma are actually going to make up the Audencia squad so far. We have really quick bans coming out now. Sand King and Shadow Demon are going to be the last two Port bans, while Brewmaster is going to be banned out by Audencia. And who are they going to look to ban out with their last one? Very quick picking and banning, actually, considering how slow it was the first time around. Keeper of the Light actually gets banned out, and that may have shown IA's hand. Tidehunter, fantastic team fighter, as is Leshrac, as is Enigma, but a thing that these heroes also have in common is their ability to push and counter push. Clockwork gets picked, and I am ecstatic because I don't get to see him anywhere near enough, and Templar Assassin is actually going to be the pick back by IA. Interesting. I'm interested to see the total ban when you consider, I was expecting IA to go like straight up push based on that ban out, but they pick up the Templar Assassin, who is a hero that needs some items. She can get them quickly. But yeah, Venomancer is actually going to be some additional push there. Shaker picked up by Port, realizing, okay, we might be left in some situations where we need the turtle. Let's pick up Earthshaker, so that way when we get that Naga Siren ulti off, we can pick that perfect spot for that Echo Slam. Didn't even get the time to think about these teams. Everybody picking and banning so quickly. A lot of team fight. Really on both sides. I'd say certainly more in Audencia's favor. Just looking at the ultimates they have available. A lot of sustained and burst damage out from them too. But the big Naga Siren ulti. Clockwork and Nature's Prophet have that global presence, which is fantastic. So here we go, guys. Let's go through these lineups here. Ripix on that Windrunner. Danny D is going to be on the Naga Siren Judge on the Clockwork. Z-Cool is going to be playing that Nature's Prophet, and Whelp playing the Earthshaker. There's your Port lineup. And then on the other side of the board, Mad going to be taking that Leshrac. We're going to have Chilcroat on the Venomancer. Thunderdyne taking that Templar Assassin, most likely in the mid lane. Chuzzy on the Tidehunter. And last but not least, Battletorn actually heading bottom. Might be interested in taking the side lane solo. Already looking to build up a Soul Ring. So he's looking to try and deny this Naga Siren some farm. There has been some like interesting building on that Naga Siren. Like originally, what we see here is pretty standard. We also saw like double Ring of Protection coming out. Get that Basilius. Get the Tranquil Boots.
30 seconds to battle.
Not looking to rush that in this game. Just picking up the Stout Shield, picking up some regeneration. And the Quelling Blade, which is going to be useful. Because Enigma can hit so hard when he times his attacks with the Eidolons. It's very hard to last hit and deny against Enigma, which is why he's so good in the side lane. And we're actually going to have a tri-lane built around Thunderdyne, and that's going to leave Leshrac to take solo mid. Very interesting.
The battle begins.
Not the first time seeing a Templar Assassin in the side lane. Certainly more often than not, I think you see her here in this middle. Ping's coming out as Battletorn is actually able to take this illusion rune. Sends those illusions, do some scouting for himself. First one killed off very quickly. So it's going to be Clockwork. Left to solo. It's going to be rough for him. But if he gets himself an early Soul Ring, might actually be a really nice pickup on him. Just so he can keep the rocket spam going. He's going to need something to be able to try and keep this lane pushed back a little bit so it doesn't get pushed too quickly. And also the availability to get some last hits. Nature's Prophet actually going to take middle. So there you go. He's going to go up against that Leshrac. Not interested in messing with the jungle. Both teams, interestingly enough, picking heroes that I would assume would go in the jungle. But they decide to build tri-lanes instead. Try and ensure farm on these heroes. The Naga Siren, as well as Templar Assassin. And I did forget to drop down my stats. This is going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see who fares better here. I mean, both these solo heroes, we hardly ever get to see Clockwork anymore. He made some appearances in the first International. Is a great initiator. Has global presence. But unfortunately, just not all that popular. There you can see it. Grabs a creep there. Actually gets Venomous Galed. Venomancer just dedicating himself to pushing this Clockwork out of the lane. They do have this aggressive ward placed. So they are going to be able to see him at all times. But so long as he's able to use that rocket to pick himself up some kills, he'll at least be able to pick up a little bit of gold. He will certainly be happy about that. He's probably actually taking a lot of damage in the middle lane. Leshrac taking doing a lot of damage, pardon me. A little bit ahead of the Nature's Prophet in experience here. Just about a half a level ahead. Nature's Prophet doing a good job holding his own. Both these heroes have 5 creep kills. Some denies on that Leshrac, but actually, will this be the first blood? Leshrac just catches the Nature's Prophet off the stun and Diabolic Edict. Even split between another creep. 2 levels on both these abilities. Means a hero goes down. That's first blood in favor of IA. They gotta be happy about that, getting a little bit of an advantage on a hero that's going to be able to generate so much for their team. Already on 1,000 golds. Could go pick up an energy booster. Put himself in a good position to have mana, to be able to burst down towers when he has the opportunities, and lay out stuns when he needs them. Clockwork sitting on 36 experience. Well, Templar Assassin on level 4. Trying to deny off as many creeps as they can. Clockwork able to steal one of them. He's got to be happy about that. They should have absolute control of this lane. And Tidehunter even pulling the yellow creeps here to try and hold back this lane.
Denied.
Thunderine taking some tower hits, actually. Gonna use Refraction to block some of this damage. A lot of pings actually coming down. They want to try and catch out this Leshrac. He has no mana. This would be a great time to go in on him, but didn't know that. He gets stunned after popping the regen rune, so doesn't have that available to him. Doesn't have enough mana for 1 stun, though. Is Naga Siren going to try and do something? No. She's like, I'm just going to farm. I don't want to taunt these Eidolons onto attacking me. Just letting me get away. Enigma doing a lot better than the Clockwork. Level 3. Still having a hard time getting creep kills, but such is the life of the side lane solo. Let's go ahead and take a look at these graphs. Gold in favor of the Dire. So let's experience about the same amount. Enigma may be walking into a trap here. Shaker is going to be able to catch him out. Will he be able to land off a great fissure? Yes, will actually block that off. Nature's Prophet realizes that he had a bad spot there to try and TP into, but they're going to be able to take this out just fine using all this crowd control. There's no way out for Enigma. It's now 1-1.
From this sleep you will not.
Pulse comes out by Siren. Port complaining of lag. But the timing on this kill is actually pretty huge. You can see that Nature's Prophet is maxing out that Nature's Call. Level 3 on that. It's going to have some trees to help push down this tower. And only 100 experience off of his ultimate. So clearing this next creep wave should give him enough. Matt decides to go right away for that point booster. Doesn't even get boots yet. Here we go. Looks like we're getting the resume. Lanaya leading in last hits. 5 ahead of that Naga Siren. Already 13 denies. Robbing poor Clockwork of all that experience. I'm going to kind of check and see. I believe it's like 800. Yep, for the Soul Ring. Curious to see if he goes for that. I think that's probably what I would look to do if I were him. But you know, while his team is actually 4-manning bottom, he's leaving some space for that Leshrac. Getting some free experience at least. Sitting on that invisibility rune, didn't want to waste it. Instead just winds up maybe wasting some creep kills. Looking for opportunities. Might as well try and make one here. Let's see if he can get a good position here on this Nature's Prophet. We'll try and land stun. Rears back. Doesn't let it loose. Now he will stun, and the Edict will come off now. He's doing so much damage. So it's split between all the creeps, and the further he chases down the Prophet, the more damage it's going to do. He has to try and get this last auto attack off. He will get that, and the Diabolic Edict will cause his death. The ultimate being dropped just to put up some more damage, but not enough to do much of anything. We'll just annoy this top lane a little bit. Zeke'll pausing. Unfortunately, a lot of lag for this port team. Complaining of ping, although saying over 100 on everybody is, you know, I feel like I always play on at least 130, so, you know, it's not like 400 like some teams have to play with. I'm not really sure what these teams would even look to do at this point. I mean, 6 minutes in. Templar Assassin finishing on Aquila for herself. Want to get that little bit of a early mana regeneration for herself in her tri-lane. The pause haunting continues. But just now about, you know, 1,200 gold off that Blink Dagger. And that could be really helpful. Blink Daggers abound, really. I think Enigma might also try and look to see if he can get one. Tide, it's a possibility. Both these heroes might look to get one. Maybe not priority number 1. Might have to wait till the later parts of the game for that. But, you know, Clockwork kind of king initiator with his ultimate, that hook shot. Yeah, looking to level up that Rocket Flare. Trying to max that first. Give himself some kind of ability to stay in this lane. At least force some mana out from the Templar Assassin. Make her waste some health regeneration. Make her pop Refraction. You know, he's playing it smart. He's not giving up any kills, and that's really important. Especially when you consider who they're up against. Could be very easy to give up kills. Especially when Venomancer was over there. Nope, does a good job. Actually, Venomancer down here in the bottom lane. I'm not sure if this is a permanent switch or not. Probably realizing that the Venomancer is a little bit wasted here in this lane unless they're going to look to push it. But Templar Assassin, not that great of a pusher. Tidehunter, not that great of a pusher. I actually just realized, too, that the other nice thing about this IA lineup is they have the Enigma with a Templar Assassin. So being able to pull everybody into a tight area means an increased chance for attack to splash. And that could be critical in team fights. And I think this game is really going to be determined by the team fight. Obviously, the laning phase hasn't yielded a whole lot. It's looking to just set us up for later. Lanaya now 11 creep kills ahead. No lane. Here's Prophet running some trees in. I'd like to try and set something up here. Does get the Sprout. Two more heroes actually. There's a great shackle shot to one of those trees. So hard to miss in that situation. Shaker comes in and it looks like Leshrack's going to just try and take down the Shaker. He does. Between him and the tower, it's enough. Tidehunter and Alex come in. We'll get a gush off, but there's nothing else to really do anything. Actually, here comes the Venomancer. He's going to try and get a Venomous Gale out. But now they're left with the tankier of the heroes. Windrunner gets another shackle shot to those trees, and the damage continues to come out here. Looks like Templar Assassin to come down here and pick up a kill for herself before this is all over, and now Venomancer has to be a little bit careful. No, whoops, that's not where I want to click. No ultimate on that Nature's Prophet. Did already use it. So Venomancer just going to pop a health potion. Get back into the fight. Naga Siren built a Vanguard very quickly. So trying to resist some of that burst damage that she might be having to go up against in later parts of the game. I have to see if she maybe just looks to go for something like Mana Style and Heart. Maybe she'll look to go for that Diffusal Blade.
Incoming.
Clockwork so close to level 6. He'll be able to pick up a lot of his utility there. Saving his money wasn't really sure what to do with it. His stash is full. Has enough for Magic Wand. Or has his Magic Wand. Has his Boots of Speed. And they will be coming out to him shortly. Now Venomancer Leshrack will try and push this middle lane. Venomancer level 3 on the wards. I think it's level 5. Tidehunter comes in, just laying some additional auto attacks. They're going slowly. The Radiant could try and cycle some heroes over to try and deal with this. It does appear that they will get the help from Windrunner. As well as the Naga Siren. Leaving Shaker down bottom by himself. No boots for him yet. Song of the Siren coming out. She wants to initiate 3 heroes grouped up, but do they have anything else to follow it up with? No other heroes really in range to be able to do anything with that. So they're just going to be able to put up some damage. Shackle Shot coming through. Power Shot coming through as well. Are they going to be able to take out Battle Torrent and finish that off? They do. Venomous Gale coming through doing a lot of damage to that Windrunner, but she's just going to use the wand. And so they pick up 1. Would have been a great place for Shaker to be. But he's only level 3 anyway. So wouldn't be able to get off an Echo Slam. Suffering from being down in that bottom lane. Actually gets a stun there on Leshrack. Focus Fire being used on that tower. Rubik's already having it. Actually grabbing that ultimate level 6, interestingly enough. Shackle Shot not going to hit. Now Leshrack comes out with the Edict, trying to do whatever he can. But now out of mana. And the rockets from top lane are going to help push this middle lane. If you're a doubter of the power of Clockwork, there it is. He can help support his team in other lanes. He can start throwing these rockets bottom if he wants to stop the push on his tower. Well, he's still up here contesting the Templar Assassin. A lot of damage being done to this tower, though.
There he goes.
Difficult to hold off against a hero 3 levels higher than you. Only 2 levels now, actually. Or 1 level, pardon me. Thought she was 9.
Coming in.
Shrek and Nature's Prophet holding that that level 9 there. And there you go. Rockets away. Another 8 seconds to be able to finish off those Eidolons. Venomancer really raw as well. Chilcoat just sitting, or Chilcroat, just sitting on those Tranquil Boots. IA wants to push, man. They're able to grab that tower. They just want to run right past it. Enigma gets the last hit. They realize, hey, we got the advantage. Let's not force it. TP's come out. To the bottom tower, Enigma goes. Looking to try and defend against the Shaker, against the Naga Siren. Has finished up some power treads. Not going for the Arcane Boots, interestingly enough. Templar Assassin now does have the Blink Dagger. With Leshrac lurking on the side, that might be enough to try and pick up a kill and Judge. He's playing very cautiously as he has all game. Just like last time, Port not giving Audencia a lot of opportunities to try and take advantage of. Rocket comes out, but now Leshrac wants to try and get behind this tower. He's just going to run around it, ring around the Rosie, pick up some gold. But here, actually, at the bottom tower, Enigma getting a lot of damage down here. Looks like Nature's Prophet's actually also going to TP in, and that's going to be enough. 4 heroes to take out that Enigma. Venomancer will actually deny the middle tower. The Radiant squad, they're happy to get that on the Naga Siren to get that additional damage. No points in the mirror image as well, so very interesting build coming out of the Naga Siren. Could be using those to help push this tower, but it's happy to leave that job to the rest of her team. Venomancer comes in, does have the wards, is going to be able to help defend this up. Was trying to scare him off with a Tidehunter, but they aren't afraid of anything. They really want that tower. They finally get it. Will the spell the death of Windrunner taking a lot of damage? Will she be able to Windrun out? No, too much spell damage. It's not by enough time for the Nature's Prophet to get out. In the meantime, tier 2 tower gone. Soul Booster up on that Leshrac now. Excited to be able to get that much farm. And he's actually not too far off of Voidstone or Ring of Health, whichever he decides to go for first. And when you consider that his team is threatening this bottom tower, he might just look to run over to the shop to be ready to pick that up. Courier actually already moving over to the side shop by the looks of it. Or past it.
Structures are fortified.
Structures are fortified. They want to try and contest this. Windrunner the only one in so far. Naga Siren down here as well. The ultimate coming out from Naga Siren. Are they going to be able to set something up? Nature's Prophet comes in, but he locks himself in the trees. It's going to try and keep Enigma in the Sprout. Tidehunter gets the Ravage off forward, maybe going down. He'll actually survive just barely. 3 heroes caught in the beautiful Enigma ulti, but the rocket damage is going to ensure that he goes down and lets the rest of his hero loose. Clockwork uses the ultimate and gets a kill with it on the Templar Assassin. And now they want to try and take out this Leshrac. Down to about half health. Judge trying to chase down this Leshrac. Will he be able to? Naga Siren's going to come in, and now they should certainly be able to catch out this Leshrac. A lot of damage being done to the Naga Siren. He might look to just try and turn this around. Turns only ultimate, but a little bit too late. Clockwork trying to use the Shrapnel. Battery Assault. It's not enough. I'm surprised they weren't able to get that kill. No mana on any of these heroes. 105 needed for that net. Windrunner is able to get that tier 1 tower. Does it actually go to her? Oh, Windrunner denies, pardon me. Pretty hard to get gold for killing your own tower, if only. It does deny something to this IA team. So let's take a look at the gold and experience now. 4,000 gold lead and about, 1,400, 1,500 experience lead. For the Dire, so still in a good position. Not too many wards out this game, noticing. Got the 1 Observer ward by the Radiant there. And actually,
is empty.
Call at the end of that one. Windrunner going down to that Templar Assassin. Blink makes it so hard for people to get away from her. Especially with those traps. Just looking at everybody's KDR. 5-1 Leshrac. A 2-1 Lanaya. It's an extra assist there. As the trees try and push against that Venomancer. I'm actually kind of curious to see what Prophet's going to look to build towards this game. Doesn't really have much money at all. And he's actually going to get Malefice. Might look to lose some more money. The Gush comes out. The Venomous Gale comes out. And he is not even going to be able to teleport out of this one. Just too much damage coming out. Venomancer actually gets that last hit there. As he builds towards that mech. Enigma against his Blink Dagger. Going really raw towards that, actually. It looks like Whelp and Judge try and come down here to the bottom. They notice the Templar Assassin. It's down here. Not able to catch up to her, though. With that Blink Dagger.
All fears fade.
Judge doing a really good job this game, despite having such a poor start from being a side lane solo. Looking to get himself towards some drums. Very nice item to have for the team. Invisibility rune here on the Leshrac. They're going to try and set up a kill here on Whelp. But he starts running immediately. Actually, Naga Siren ulti being used here in the middle lane. They want to try and catch Thunderdyne. They don't realize that Mad's here, but they're trying to put some additional damage here. They do catch out Mad, actually. He gets pushed away by that Clockwork Wall, draining some of his mana. And they're able to easily take him out. The Edict, though, left behind, doing a decent amount of damage. Being split between 5 people. It's not going to do a whole lot. 7-9. Now the score is still in favor of the Dire. They're getting a little better. Only 2 kills behind. Tidehunter does have his arcane boots up. I'm sure he's very happy about that. Headdress about 450 gold off for the Dire. Templar Assassin already has Mithril Hammer. Could be looking to go for another Mithril Hammer. Turn that into the Desolator. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Gem of True Sight. So that's how they sold the Leshrac. Using that gem to try and counter ward. Very smart decision. And then, of course, against the Lanaya. They don't want her melding in place. And because it's Vanguard, they feel pretty confident about her carrying that. Templar Assassin playing pretty far up here in this middle lane is actually going to catch the net. He's going to get some additional auto attacks as well. Just barely getting off those refraction stacks. They actually get a great shackle shot. Are they going to try and continue this out? A big ultimate from both Venomancer and the Tidehunter. They're going to annihilate the Shaker in the back. This wall is actually going to keep a lot of the Dire at bay. We're going to see if Leshrac actually goes down to this Naga Siren. He actually tries to back off, but a great black hole by Battletorn is actually going to ensure that... Actually, will any of these heroes go down? Yes, they just barely are able to get that Naga Siren. Judge has to try and pick up that gem. The pings come out for it, but it actually looks like Battletorn's going to be able to pick that up, so we'll have that for counter warding later. Clockwork getting himself into danger, trying to get the last hit on that Tidehunter. Once they get the vision, will he be able to get the rocket off for it? No, it's still on cooldown for another 5 seconds. So that's where the engagement ends, but losing the Naga Siren, losing the gem.
Players here.
Helps out the Dire quite a bit. There's just this one ward out here for the Dire to be able to counter out with their newly acquired gem. But I almost wonder if they look to sit on it. They might just want to stick it on the courier. Bring it out occasionally when they feel like it's a good decision to try and run around and counter ward. Yes, you can actually see Enigma dropping off that gem. Doesn't want it to go back in enemy hands. $1,600 gold now on the Templar Assassin. Let's see if she finds another Mithril Hammer. Certainly be the way I expect her to go. Could also go for BKB if she wanted to. Bloodstone now finished on Leshrac. So was able to pick that up now. Not bad for the 20-minute mark. Templar Assassin able to just play so far up because of this Blink Dagger. Not afraid. And by the time Port looked to come up here and contest it, just long gone.
Invisibility.
114 CS on that Templar Assassin. Nature's Prophet now the next behind. But even he is 30 creep kills off. Fantastic farmer by accident. He even get creep kills he doesn't mean to with that ultimate. For being mid, he put all of his money really into being a support there. Gets that mech. Gets that up for his team. Good to see. Much of the Radiant team group up here in this middle lane. They don't want to be caught too far out. Templar Assassin. Pretty nearby. Could be lurking. A lot of pings coming out. They expect Here's a bee in this jungle. I think it's just they see the vision, pinging back and forth now about the observer wards. And yeah, they actually place the sentry there, well aware that ward's now there. Shaker and Windrunner will be sent to be ward control there. But because of the eye on the Sire side now, they could look just run down and counter ward that very easily. Clockwork Rocket trying to push the lanes back out. Try and claim some additional farm. Port smoking up now. They want to try and see if they can get an additional kill.
Incoming.
Nobody on the Dire side really out of position though. No one too far extended. Templar Assassin, the furthest person from home. But there you go. They're actually going to use the Naga Siren ultimate. But the Edict actually doing a ton of damage there on the side. Ravage coming out. The Black Hole is going to catch 3 in the back again. Another beautiful Black Hole. And that is a complete Radiant wipe. Triple kill for Templar Assassin. And for being the team with all the setup in this Naga Siren ultimate, the Radiant are unable to make use of it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is going to spell a tier 2. This could even mean some pressure on the tier 3.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Still another 14 seconds before the big counter pusher comes back up, and his ultimate's still on cooldown for another 30. The Rockets from the Clockwork are going to have to try and do what they can. And the Dire just like, you know what, everybody's up. Let's leave. We have everything down, but no, it looks like Judgment's trying to do something here. Accidentally pushes away the Venomancer, not able to lock him in place, and Clockwork not tanky enough. Will get taken out very quickly there. And now Port just have to try and retreat as best they can. I think Clockwork really hoping that Venomancer would be out by himself. Desolator finish on the Templar Assassin. Oh, and 2,300 gold. Triple kills in team fights, I think, help that quite a bit. Tidehunter has his blink as well. And Enigma. So, yeah, they're just set for their initiation now. 12 stacks on the Bloodstone. Such a great item. Even if they look to take down the Leshrac, that Bloodstone is going to heal up somebody nearby for any AoE damage they've taken. He's going to come back very quickly. Fortunately, this Naga Siren really hasn't been able to get up any items despite having a pretty good time bottom. Did a good job down there. But going for that first defensive item. Not only is that less damage in the team fights, it's also a slower farm. Strat comes down with the Gem of True Sight, sitting on some bots. Let me try and see if they can catch some heroes here in the middle lane. Clockwork Rocket may have revealed off the Dire squad. Now Nature's Prophet might be in kind of a bad position here. Let's be careful. Could be ganked, despite the fact that this teleport can get him out of sticky situations. Well, that's exactly what they're going to do. Templar Assassin just runs past the tower. Nature's Prophet doesn't even notice, gets slowed down, and he's just going to try and sprout and get himself out, but Split Earth is going to stop him from getting away, and Tidehunter will pick up that kill very easily. Now this tier 2 tower gets pressured. Strack here. Diabolic Edict will be popped, and look how fast the tower is going down.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Counter push from that Clockwork, trying to hold back the Venomancer. Has that mech sitting on a Staff of Wizardry. Might look to go for something like Yule's. Get some crowd control for his team. Get some movement speed, something I'm always a fan of getting. Just being able to get between the lanes faster is always nice. Already sitting on a fair amount of movement speed because of those Tranquil Boots. Dire side, they're going to be able to go in here on this Naga Siren. Will pop the ult to get away from Thunderdyne. A good use of the ultimate, but now the Dire realize it's down. They have a minute and 12 seconds before they have to worry about it again on that 2-minute cooldown at rank 2. So they can freely try and push in. This tier 3 tower already down to 570 health. It's going to be difficult for the Radiant to try and put up good defense here. Using the trees to try and save off the creeps. Let's look at these graphs real quick. Wow. 15,000 gold lead. Yeah, alright, so these leads a little excessive, you might say. Actually, but a lot of damage coming out from the Radiant. They might be able to turtle up pretty well. I didn't mention earlier, Shaker, such a great turtle hero. A little behind on the levels, unfortunately. A level 7 going up against a level 17. But he might be able to hold this Dire push at bay for a while. Strax is doing so well this game. Looking at the kills, 7, 2, and 7. Able to give him a lot of big items. Now sitting on 1,700 gold. It's very nice for him.
Radiant's top tower
Could look to go
is under
BKB
attack.
next. Could look to go from the crowd control if you wanted. Has to be careful of the neck coming out from Naga Siren. Mirror image being popped as well. Riptide being used, but there's just not enough damage. Shackle shot coming out, and Leshrax's like, what? Tickle? Meanwhile, in this middle lane, tier 3 tower will go down. Tidehunter is able to get the last hit. Will actually drop the ultimate to try and survive, but he will go down. Feeding that money to Nature's Prophet. Templar Assassin actually gets taken down by that Shaker, buys back immediately. And will actually go to Roshan. Crystal is being picked up there. And that's just gonna add a lot more damage to her auto attacks. Do the Dire still have that? I'm curious. The Gem of True Sight. It's not on anybody. Let's go back and check the courier. It is on the courier.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire forever.
Very smart play there. There's only 2 Radiant Wards out right now, both placed very defensively. Roshan goes down. Thunderdyne has to call for a pause, which I find ridiculous. LOL pauses. Tidehunter, actually gonna go ahead and try and build towards the Shivas. Still a long ways off that, but that's gonna help with the push. It's gonna be some damage onto these mirror images, and this is even more interesting. Hand of Midas, a late Hand of Midas. That could be dangerous, but I guess Naga Siren really looking to try and just get back in this game somehow for Team Try and stop the gold graph from going any further into the Dire favor. But, you know, that's 1,500 gold in just the recipe that she's putting towards no increase in damage. Has the attack speed from the gloves, but that's it. 30 attack speed. No damage at all to speak of. Nature's Prophet looking to be building towards a sheep stick. Clockwork kind of interested to see where he'll go. I could totally see a Heaven's Halberd would be a fantastic pickup against the Lanaya, but so much damage coming out from the Leshrac as well. It's sort of hard to say if he should turn that into that Sage, go for that Heaven's Halberd, or if he should just go for the BKB. 13 charges on that Bloodstone. Beatmaster's actually going to go for the Aghanim Scepter, trying to increase the damage on that ultimate. But the big dire damage dealer, Lannion, now has enough money for a Demon Edge. We'll be able to pick that up. Barai a recipe. I want to say 1,000. I feel like that's pretty close. Let's take a look. When I say Barai, I mean Daedalus. Pardon. 1,200. So still a decent amount of gold off of that, but let's see, when you consider that the farm per minute, 500, we'll have that in about 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Ridiculously good farming. And you can see the top 3 gold per minute farmers in the game belong to this dire squad. And top gold earned as well. So unfortunately this might be a long pause. Phone calls from important people. I'm considering breaking the VOD. We'll think about it. I guess I'll have to look around and see what else everybody else has to see if I can justify sitting here and talking for this time. But I actually cast some games today, and I still have to go to work. So I might just take it easy on myself and break this up a little bit. So yeah, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and stop this one real quick, guys, and come back as soon as this pause is over for part 2 of game number 2 between Audentia and Port.